today. Now, what I don't know is how that's going to play out. My version of, as a historian, I do feel that I can occasionally play as a futurist myself. When you look at the past, you see trends coming up to the present day, and you can look at those trends and see how they continue. But the future is hazy. The future is not, it's not as clear as the past. We're at a point right now where there are forces of global police state that are working very hard to create that reality, and there are forces of freedom as well. And we are at the cusp of that struggle. I want to take a respectful issue with one of the statements that Jordan Maxwell said, which is about the virtues or lack thereof of democracy. I don't think that democracy is the worst form of government. It can be the worst form of government if you have an uninformed citizenry. And this, of course, was the great issue that America's founders discussed over and over again, which is that if you are going to have a government of the many, because remember, there's a government of the many, there's government of the few, and there's government of the one. If you're going to have a government of the many, you must have the many being informed, and that is a problem, because it's easy for people to be manipulated, and we see that in our society every single day. But that leaves it to us. If we're going to be informed actors of our own destiny, if we're going to manage our future, we have to be, as Carrie and Bill have said, awake and aware. That doesn't mean that we have to engage in wish fulfillment and pretend that there is this definite, wonderful future ahead of us, because it might be bad. It's only going to be wonderful if we look with a cold eye at what is going on around us and become aware, awaken from the matrix-like dream state that most people are living in every day. And I don't exclude myself. It's a struggle every single day to remain alert and awake to the world that's going on around us. And my hunch, and I'm going to wrap it up here because other people need to talk, is that there are forces at work right now far greater than that of any one person here. Just as the internet 20 years ago was a completely unforeseen development for most of us, it has transformed our world, so too we have to assume there are going to be other developments in the next 10 years that are going to completely overturn many of the assumptions that we currently have. And so what we need to do is ride the wild ride, stay alert, and be ready for what comes ahead. And the last thing that I will say is that throughout human history, there have always been suffering. There's always been horrible injustice. There have always been tremendous, difficult challenges that people have lived through. In that regard, we're not alone. We're not unique in that regard. We face unique challenges, yes, but we are part of a very long history of struggling humanity dealing with the next new crisis, and this is going to be our job. We have to acquit ourselves well and with dignity and honor.
Thank you, Rich. Thank you. Okay, go ahead. Cynthia Crawford. We'll just go down the line. Cynthia.
Well, I've noticed a lot lately because I work with people. Recently been doing a lot of counseling, and what I've noticed in this shift, people are waking up with compassion and unconditional love, and they're learning how to use their unconditional love and the source within, the light within them, to empower themselves. We're also learning how to diffuse the negative energy through using our love and our light. The other thing I've noticed is that more people are waking up and remembering who they are and what their mission is on this planet. They're becoming more spiritual and realizing, instead of spending the time always finding fault or judging others, they're realizing we're all here for our lessons, as well as understanding that in order for us to spiritually evolve, there has to be the contrast. We have to know the difference between light and dark, good and bad, or good and evil. And so there has to be contrast for us to learn our lessons. With that, we're also learning to be more compassionate and understanding that. I've noticed a lot of children are being born to knowing who they are from the get-go. I don't know how many have heard about some of the children that were born with AIDS, and then within 2 years, they have been completely healed. We're awakening to our own powers, our own abilities. We're also taking a stand for what we believe is equality amongst all of us. We're no longer becoming the greedy, selfish people. We're beginning to release those things that have kept us separate from others. We're beginning to think in a collective instead of thinking as just taking care of oneself. We're seeing that us working together as a group, the power of our light and our love, how it affects people. I've also noticed that a lot of people are beginning to change what they used to do. Suddenly they are finding interest. I am amazed how many people are finding the ability to heal with their own energy. People who have become very psychic, who are awakening to their psychic abilities, that are able to communicate even greater, more telepathic communication has been going on than ever before. I'm just seeing that people are shifting, not only for what is about to come before us in the future, but they're shifting back to who they are truly within their heart. There's so much more I could say, but I'm going to give others a chance. So here we go.
Thank you. Thank you, Cynthia. Alfred Weber.
Yes, thank you. Right after my talk, one of the participants here, I won't use his name because I haven't asked him if I could, came up to me and said, "Oh, I just got it." He said, "We are the shift." And, you know, I said, "Wow, that's profound." You know, one of those woo, wow moments. And I think that scientifically that's correct. The shift is all about consciousness and moving from a world in which permanent war, crime, disease, and poverty are permissible, in other words, dualistic consciousness, into non-dualistic consciousness, where love, the glue that holds the universe together, is the medium. That's a shift, so that war is no longer even thinkable. I mean, and as a population, you know, as a community and as communities, we cannot be manipulated into war because it's unthinkable. And prosperity, you know, poverty is unthinkable. Ill health is unthinkable. Degradation of the planet is unthinkable. Being quarantined from the rest of our solar system, galactic and interdimensional neighbors is unthinkable. The other is unthinkable. And it really comes down to this shift in consciousness, which is why